All right, good morning, everybody. This is Cal here. All right, today is the 20th of April, our Super Tuesday. Now, today's Super Tuesday will be fun. We will be recap, okay, the TWB system once again, our regular 45 minutes where we recap what happened yesterday and what can we look out for to make our trading better. Then, of course, I will again stress on how to be a better trader using a trend of the market. I'll explain to you the risk-reward ratio now, no longer the entry and stop loss, but more of the mindset, okay? Then, of course, towards the end, I will conduct this, the one that I show you guys, the Bitcoin rainbow chart, all right? And explain to you what I feel that might be happening on cryptocurrency and what can you prepare yourself for the next 2 years, okay? So for GM11 students, if you have any questions that you would like to ask me to explain or share more during the Super Tuesday Q&A session, you can actually do that. Of course, other GM, you can also post me the same questions. I can post it in your own GM. I'll pick it up from there and then I will just update accordingly, okay? All right, once again, guys, let's start our morning MAO right now, okay? All right, good morning to all of you. Okay, let's start. Okay, first of all, guys, this morning, okay, our caption for this morning is shift your long positions stop loss to sure win level. Now, if you don't know what is sure win level, right? The sure win level that we are talking here is the SWL, which means that you have a stop loss. Now, let's say you buy something at 100, stop loss at 95, and now the trading market now is trading about 110. Rather than you leave a stop loss at 95, why don't you shift a stop loss to 102 or 103? So like this, even when the market pulls back, right, you are able to take profit, all right, and don't lose, all right? It's known as trailing stop loss, correct? Just like when you say trading stop loss, right, people get a little bit jittery on that itself, right? So we actually try to positive it by telling you go for a sure win level. That means you move it to a positive trailing stop, okay? All right, because it's Zoom, right? So I can see your question almost immediately. So you can post me questions anytime you want, all right? Okay, all right, continue. Okay, so today we have on the second part of MAO, we have the segment about a repeated pattern coming. It's on Palladium. Yeah, think about it, Palladium. We talk about the Dow Jones, we talk the S&P and the VIX Indicator. So if you want to look, you want to stay on for the second part of the MAO, which is we talk about alternate market views, you can stay on and watch for it. All right, as I said once again, the alternate market views means that, right, we're talking about the other side of the market. Now, everybody now is very bullish in the market. So obviously the alternate side will be bearish, right? So whenever the market is bullish, we talk about some bearish side. When market is bearish, talk about positive on bullish side. So it's always alternating between them, all right? So it gives you a balanced view of the market. But of course, some people say, Cal, I don't want to be disturbed with the current trend. So of course, you stay whatever's happening right now. So now the market is bullish, we stay on the bullish side. You got an idea? Yeah, this is how we play around this. Okay, so now the thing is this, we can see that the US dollar is down, all right? The US dollar is down, and who pushed it down? Obviously, we can see could be like the Federal Reserve. Now, why they done that? How they did it? Because they actually managed to do the yield control curve or the yield curve control, and then after that, right, they also managed to maybe flood the market with more dollar because they put in more money in the system, and that's why the dollar is coming down. So now if the dollar is coming down, what does it affect us? What do you think? If the dollar is coming down, right, what should it help? What will it help actually? Can you tell me, guys, since you're on Zoom today, right? So be quite fast. If the dollar is coming down, what usually will happen? Can you give me your answer right now? Hi, guys. Okay, going up. Yes, that's one of them. Anything else? Yes, indeed. Yeah, gold initially went up, right, yesterday when the dollar came off. But second part of the evening itself, right, the gold actually came off by itself. So you see that. But the dollar, did it go up? No, the dollar actually still stayed down. All right, the dollar actually stayed down. Let me show to you. Now, this is the US dollar. You can see that initially at the dollar movement, right, the dollar came off. That's why you saw the gold actually went up. Then after that, for some reason, the dollar stayed flat. You can see throughout the whole day, it was flat in the second half of the day. But what do you see? The gold take profit. Okay, so the thing is this, let me explain to you one more time. 1 + 1 is never 3 in the financial in the financial world, all right? It does have its element there. It does show you one part of it, but usually you do be careful. There's also a second part where it doesn't really manifest, all right? So that's the reason why you can see that please do not just basically put the dollar chart beside your gold chart. It will kill you because if you keep on seeing the dollar chart is now flat, and not going down and not going up, right? Then you think that gold coming down is a good buy. You keep on buying gold. Yesterday you'll be hit by the gold traders. So don't do that. Okay, never put two different charts, put them side by side and tell them they're related. If they are related, they will not be involved. The financial market will know it. They will arbitrage it already. So it's not possible. So this one you must remember. Okay, very important. All right. Okay. Now, but the only thing is, it's very interestingly itself, right? From Thursday, we do see the US yields actually bottom out a little bit. Now, the US yield hit 1.54% on last Thursday. Then after that, interestingly, Friday, it recovered a little bit. And yesterday, it went above 1.6%. So the question is this, all right, how come the dollar is coming down and the yield is going up? So again, I say this once again, the dollar and yield theoretically should move together, but like I say, it doesn't mean like 1 + 2 = 3. It doesn't work that way. So you can see that now the dollar is still flat, but the US yield went up. So that's why you cannot put them side by side to trade. Are we clear with this? If everybody is clear, please keep it clear right now. All right. Now this is Zoom, so it should be quite fast, right? I can see your answer quite immediately, right? Okay, yeah, indeed. Okay, then I also can see how many people actually answer me. Most via Zoom, when the number is running, and if I actually stay at the first answer, I can see the new messages coming at the bottom. Unless Facebook itself, right, when I ask question, right, I have to roughly gauge how many of you are actually answering me. Okay. Okay, we have about 20 messages. How many? We have 71 people. Okay, not so bad. All right, I see some of you are driving. Please be very careful. I know that now Zoom, you can actually listen to me while you drive. That's a good idea, but please be careful. Eyes on the road, okay? Please. Very important, okay? All right, so before we start this morning, I always like to motivate one another. If you can do what you do best and be happy, you are further along in the life than most people. Than most people. And this from Leonardo DiCaprio. I think this is a pretty good statement, because as long as you are doing what you're happy, you do it good, right? You really will do well. This is something that I really feel that way. Now, yesterday, last night, right, I was after a pretty long day. I got very lethargic, so I actually went for a massage. Okay. All right. And apparently itself, right, this particular masseuse was really good. She was really doing a very good job, to the point that I asked her, you're putting so much effort and so much strength, all right, to give me the good massage, right? So I asked her this question, why you do that? She said this, because number one, I feel that it's important to give the best to people. Number two is, all right, if customer is happy, they'll come back to me. So immediately I asked her, do you have a lot of people coming back to you? She said, of course. She's one of the top ranked masseuse, at this place. I said, oh, that's fantastic. And in case you want to ask where this particular place itself is, a Katong Spa. All right, it's a decent, good spa for many years. I went there when I was 20s, and now at 40, I'm going there again. Okay, all right. So that's my point here. It's all about being really putting your effort and best, and you will get reward. People will see that from that, and that is why I think we are doing that well recently, right? Okay, so that's why today we're going to have our live simulations, okay? Which means that, right, you come to office, I will run some numbers and some feature and a chart, and you will trade live, okay, on your own at a very fast speed. Then after that, itself, right, you try to learn and capture why the market will turn at a certain point, and I'm going to make sure that you get it clear. And I'm pretty sure you're going to have a lot of excitement, a bit of fun. But make sure, please do 3 things. Number one, if you can, bring down your laptop, bring down your handphone and chargers. Okay. Now there'll be light refreshment later. All right. We will provide for you light one. We cannot really eat in the office, right? And we cannot have too many people gathering in the same place. So just take note of that. All right. Of course, I will throw in some little trading tips around for you. So if you are interested to join us, there'll be 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. for 1.5 hours. But for those who are coming on for the Super Tuesday, you can stay on all the way until the end. All right, I'm there waiting for you. Then the next day, which is tomorrow, I will be conducting my 2 MAO already, right? Which means that I will do the morning MAO. I'll cover financial news, market analysis, and outlook. Then that is the first part, but I'll not talk about crypto. In the second part of the day, which is the afternoon, in about half an hour, I will talk about crypto. I'll talk about chart. I'll talk about the market recap, meaning I talk about financial instruments, a bit of here and there to cover up. Because crypto, I can cover it in like 20 minutes. So 10 minutes extra, I will do the rest of the stuff. All right. Okay, that will be tomorrow. Okay, and of course on the 26th of April, which is next week, we will talk about how to do your cryptocurrency setup, meaning how do you put in your crypto indicators. I think by then itself, right, AIM should be ready. Then we talk about MT4, then we talk about Binance, okay, Binance US, okay. I'll show you how you can make a passive income by just put some money and let's let it run. Because cryptocurrency is moving up at 1% on at least minimum 1% on a weekly basis. So it's better that you buy into savings, and after that, what happened? The banks itself, right, doesn't give you a high, that doesn't really give you 1% even, all right, in a month. So I think you can try. But of course, cryptocurrency got its downside. Obviously, if you're invested on Saturday morning or Sunday morning, then the flash crash came in, you have lost some money. But you did see that the market recover, right, quite fast. So that's why I say, as much as there be a lot of flash crash, a lot of authorities coming in, but the demand for it is ridiculous. That's why you can see the market recovering so fast. Okay, so before we start this morning once again, but because today we are using Zoom right now, I will need you to do me a little favor, guys. Oops, sorry. I will need you to write the disclaimer right now. Yeah, wow, Richard, you guys read my mind. Oh gosh, I'm so easy to read. Okay, I need you to write a disclaimer because today is Zoom session. So I don't have a backup here. So I need you guys to do that. You guys are incredible. Oh, I'm such easy to read. Okay, so disclaimer as usual, we have about 74 of you. So I need about 30 lah. Let me make it simple lah. 30, 35, 28 right now. 29. Okay, 30. Okay, thank you. All right, this is what is important. Okay, so do you understand this? You identify me, all right? Let's go on. All right, so this is the first big news, right? Tesla car crash kills two, right? So apparently no one was driving, and two men lost their life. Apparently one was in the front seat and one in the rear passenger seat. So what was really happening, we really don't know why, because it's so interesting, right? I mean, seriously. So what is happening that we haven't had any report yet, but because of that, we saw Tesla share coming down. Let me just bring out Tesla share right now. There we go. Tesla. You can see that Tesla share basically gapped down, all right, to about 720 level, and then went all the way down to 690. That was whereby it recovers. Some buying came in. All right. So overall, in the day chart for Tesla, doesn't look that pretty. CCYR positioning, and I can see that the KSI has been read in color. And what is incredible part is, I look at the KSI, guys. The KSI already turned red at this junction here. Look at it. It has already turned red from this moment here. That's why you can see that when the market breaks the trend, the market sold off. So that is a very typical thing that I want to share with you later in the Super Tuesday sharing session. All right. Okay. So that one we will see how it goes. So the news came in. This is how bad it is. So this is from Twitter. You can see that the car really, get a very, very terrible state. All right, you can see that. All right, so apparently this is, it did not adhere to a curve apparently. Then it slammed into a tree and burst into flame. Oh, that is terrible. All right. So yeah, indeed. So probably something must have went wrong lah. Okay, Tesla car did not activate autopilot. So things like that lah. End of the day is that we won't know until the thing is out. So all I can say is this is unfortunate, right? I hope that all the future itself, right, they'll make more what do you call adjustment to this, but definitely that give a slap on Tesla, undeniable. Yeah, I know that. What I mean is that it's done by human being, right? Like I say, regardless human being or human being, as a company, you still get slapped. No choice. This is what it is in the market right now. Yeah, indeed, I totally agree, Colin. All right, now the Wall Street banks brace for digital dollars as the next big disruptive force. So apparently now the banks are saying that this central bank digital currency, right, is a big financial disruptor. And I told you guys the reason why, because when the government lose control of money, that means they lose control of power and authority, right? So that is the reason why there's a little bit of fear right now. So even though, right, Federal Reserve say that they'll take a few more years before they're developing them, but like country like China and even Bahamas, they are getting stronger interest on it. So that means that, right, like it or not, digital currencies, all right, whether it's cryptocurrency or digital currency, you're going to put it that way, it seems to be Okay, yeah, we know that. We know that of the Champion League right now, the 12 teams. Okay, that one aside. Okay, anyway, so the thing is this: people are getting very worried. All right, but it is still coming in. It is the race towards the digital money 2.0. So really, people are really looking at how to increase the way to use digital currency, and you cannot deny this. That's why we really have to move on. We can stay on in our life and just don't care about it, but life still continue and things is still upgrading. So apparently now it's all right. People are really getting involved. So now more than 60% is trying to work on something rather than last time it's all right. People are still, it's okay. We won't have to see this. This is no longer there. So guys, we have to move on. So the office is open for you from 26th of April. Please come to office and then get yourself ready. Once you get the starting right, you'll find it very cool because it's just like rather you spend money on something that you don't really need, right? Why don't you just put some money into Binance and then after that itself, right? From there, you just let the money work because like it or not itself, right? You don't need to put thousands of dollars, a couple $100 to be there. Anything happen, if the thing really go up 10 times, 20 times, you just caught the win, all right? If you don't really have it, your investment or your so-called saving is just, still kind of protected in a way, put it this way. Of course, again, there always be losses. Just take note of that, okay. Okay, yesterday Coca-Cola came out. The result was pretty decent, right? Pretty good. That's why the market came back up again. All right, so today is Netflix, P&G, Philip Morris, and Johnson & Johnson. So that is what we have for today. All right, do note once again on the 8th of May, we will introduce our TWB system. All right, we will be sharing more. So your friends who are interested to find out more about TWB system, right? This session will be good for them. It's a Saturday. It'll be only for 1 hour. I'll just straight to the point. I'll talk about the TWB system and how can they actually benefit out of it. All right, I do it in a very structured way. And of course, you guys can also come on in if you want to do that. It is going to be recorded, so you guys can watch out. I'll tell you how to find a trend on the market, what to look out for, all these things, so that you can actually focus on the right thing, right? This will be covered later on during our Super Tuesday. And of course, on the 15th of May, we have the cryptocurrency talk show. That's why yesterday you saw me talking to Winston, right? Because I'm also inviting him to join us. So he's going to give me his answer by today. So let's hope that all goes well. Now, in fact, itself, right, we have prepared for you a 7 topics current cryptocurrency e-learning portal already. It will be launched very soon alongside with AIMS. So the moment AIMS is ready, we will also launch an e-learning platform, and this is free for all students. I repeat, it's free for all students, all right? So we will let you have the access to it. So which means that those who previously couldn't access to the e-learning portal, you have one chance to get it together at the same time. So that's why, again, you can see we keep on improving just to make sure that you guys get the best out of it. All right, cool, right? Okay, all right. So today, let's talk about Dow Jones now. The Dow Jones from the opening bell came down all the way, went to 34,000. In fact, on the AIMS platform, it hit 34,000 briefly and below it, and then recover back about to 34,000 level, 34,100 level. All right, so this is what's happening, but you can see the answer is always the same. The last 2 hours, apparently the market favors the buy than the sell. You can see that it's always like that. Okay, so yeah, Arun, you're right. If you're doing it every day. Right, in the market news is all right. This is something very interesting. This is from Market Watch. Two articles from the same platform. 2 articles covering the same thing. But the first one is Dow books modest loss. NASDAQ slides 1%. Dow Inc. stock outperformed market despite losses on the day. So you see that the timing is about the same. The way they say is about the same, but you can see they are actually very, very buyers on the long side or the market side. So you can see that, it can be coming from the same source, but end of the day, they can have, the views can be, constructed in a way to make you feel one way or another. So that's what happened on the Dow Jones, okay, in terms of the market news. So let's see what happened really in the market. So the Dow Jones was down by 100 points after hitting a record high. NASDAQ down 1%, obviously because of this Tesla. So apparently the weakness came from technology sector, like I told you. And because of coin metrics, obviously what happened is that Bitcoin came down on Sunday. So obviously Coinbase was being hit, but it was down a short moment, then after it stabilized. All right, so that's what happened. But this is something that I need to go through with you. Now, Coca-Cola, as you can see, went up by 0.6% because of the better than expected earnings. This obviously happened. Then the Dow Jones is up by 4th week, right? I told you so. Now, earnings from financial side actually topped expectation by 38%. So it's a very strong quarter, right? But the stock is not moving up anymore. Why? Because they have bought in anticipation of that. That's the reason, okay? And now most of the houses are very positive. They say that, right, Q1 and Q2 be very good. So again, they revise the earnings. So therefore, right, the question is, can the stock actually goes with the earnings? So expectation. So FYI for UBS, all right, they are looking at S&P to top 4,400 from where we are down today. So they are pretty confident that the S&P will go higher, and apparently not only UBS, a few houses are upgrading the numbers higher. So again, the question mark is this, really? That is a question, all right? So we will see, but at least this is what you guys see now from the mainstream media. So let's do a quick recap of what happened yesterday. Quick one. Now the Dow opens very near the pivot 2 yesterday, and the KSI again was green in color. So it was very clear. If the market goes below P2, it's below P2, below OP, it's a sell, right? But because the KSI is red in color, so when you go to KTR -1 to KTR -3, anytime you see CCRY, you really have to take notice of the market. So that is how it is. So you look what happened yesterday, brilliant. Look at it, it's crazy, my friend. It's really incredible crazy. Look at it. Look at the way the Dow Jones come down from the opening price here. It went all the way down to this KTR -1. Then what happened? It stopped there. And what was insane, everybody look at it, what's insane, look at it one more time. Look at it. All the bars closed at or above the KTR -1 line. No more, no less. It's as if that, right, the market recognized KTR -1, an imaginary line that we created using mathematics. This is why I'm saying this. We really have something on our hand. And of course, the more insane part is that the KSI, how it works. You can see that when the price was coming down, the KSI was green. Can you see that? Okay. When the price literally came down, yes, the KSI turned red. But again, before the market, after it had formulated itself, got a base, when the KSI turned to green and the market stays above the KTR, that's why the Dow went up. You see that? So you can look at it, right? When the market was coming down, the market keep on absorbing it. But after that, maybe retailers come in or some people came in, the selling was there, but the market just refused to fall. So you think about this. The market hit a technical level, refused to fall despite the selling, right? So obviously when the market turned up, right, it'll be a buy law. And that is how you understand this. So our system is really, you must put extra little thoughts into that. Not just, oh, color change, buy, sell. That's good enough, but even go one more level higher to trade like the big traders, like how people see the market better, right? You need to just get yourself into it and feel it one more time. So later on during the Super Tuesday, I will share more with this, okay? All right, so let's just now look at the market right now. Okay, the Dow Jones. Okay, now Dow Jones yesterday was a doji. Yesterday, Dow Jones is a doji. So which means what? Which means that today, likely, there could be a possibility of a directional day. Now, again, this type of thing is not 100%, but you can see that whenever there's a doji, the next day, all right, the next day, usually the market will go in a pretty directional way, meaning like either up day or down day, all right? So of course, when we say up day and down day, meaning, right, the market will be one direction. But of course, there were times, you can see over here, there were 1, 2, 3 doji in a row before the market goes a big upside, right? So not necessarily that it must be the next day, but most of the time it's the next day. So all I can say is this today, pretty simple. The opening price is at 34,105. That will be the key pivotal point. As long as the Dow Jones stays above OP, the market will likely be going upwards. But if the Dow Jones stay below OP, then traders be careful, that will be downside. Okay, that will be downside. All right, so all clear on that. Okay, now of course, as the market keep on staying up, right, or at least flat, the moving average will keep on creeping up because it's mathematics, right? So now the moving average is actually nearer and nearer. So there's two ways to look at it. One, the market may be going down to touch it and then go down. Okay, that is the negative way of thinking. Okay, the positive way of thinking is the market comes down, touches this, touches this and rebound and go for new all-time high. All right. So let me ask this question right now. How many of you think that, right, when the market touches the MA30, the market will go down versus the market will go up? Give me an answer right now. So up or down? All right. Let me see in consensus how many of you look at up, how many look at down, right? Right. Those who are driving, I just see some of you are driving in the RV. Driving, please be very careful. All right. I think it's very cool right now today, right, to hear me live while you're driving because it's on Zoom. All right. I know it's pretty cool. Because if I will be you, I also have to hear this, having a live commentary doing this. Yeah. All right, so we have 18 answers right now. Okay, let me scan the answers now. Richard say down, Colin up, Adrian up, Arthur up, Brian up, Kevin down, Allison up, Chongming down, Jimmy up, Louis up, Noel up, Carl up, Nicholas up, Richard up, Phil up, JL down, Fred lightly up, Kelly up, depends on federal. Okay, Alastair up, from Asa, Mandy up, Kenneth down, Edmund down, and Andrew up. So I've been counting. We have about 10 down. So out of 30 people who have 35 people who responded, right, we have 10 down, 25 up. So you can see that the market is expecting the market to go up, right? At least generally we are expecting it to go up, right? Now you ask me in my personal feel is with the Federal Reserve involved in this picture, yes, likely the red line will happen. Likely the red line will happen, which means that the market should be, going higher. But the question is this, like I say, all right, we have to look at what happened, what bring the market down first before we can actually give a clearance on this. Okay. All right. So that's Dow Jones. Now this is the Dow Jones and the all-time high level. All right. So nothing much changed from yesterday because the market didn't move much. Weekly chart also have much change. So we just move on. So let's look at today's Dow, shall we? Okay, let's look at this Dow right now. Now the Dow you can see here today is pretty clear. The market opening price is between the two pivots. As you can see, the opening price is between the two pivots, but the pivot today is so tight. Oh my God, tight, like only like 180 points today. So tight, 190 points. So very simple, the KSI is still green in color. I know that now you do see the KSI is red, but you do not use today's KSI to gauge because it's going to still flicker throughout the whole day. So it's not correct. So KSI is green. So very simple, if the market goes above OP, again, it will likely test the pivot 1, which I think you have tested this morning. All right, 34,149. Now, if the market stays below OP later on, then it may come down to test the pivot 2, and that's 33,960. But because the KSI is green in color, when the market go to KTR -1 to KTR -3, likely the market will likely rebound. All right. So later on Super Tuesday, I'll be emphasizing this a lot. All right, about using the KSI and the KTRs to give you a benefit on how to make money on a regular basis as long as all the lines are equal. All right. So later on, Super Tuesday is a very good session. Don't miss it. Okay. Really don't miss it. All right. Okay. So that is for today's. At least we know what to do right now. So let's look at NASDAQ. Time check 9:08. See what time? Now the NASDAQ, we can see that there is a very strong so-called, bring it to you. This is the MLP yesterday. Sorry. The MLP yesterday, you can see that the NASDAQ touched the MLP and then pull back down, right? So the MLP really, really works pretty fine. So today, a new MLP is formed, new MLP. Can you see that? And the NASDAQ this morning touches the MLP and then come down. So of course, on hindsight right now, I would say that, right, if the market touches to MLP and climbs above it, it will still go up. But if the market now touch MLP and then go below OP, then you need to be careful because there might be potential profit taking on the NASDAQ. All right, there might be potential profit taking on the NASDAQ. So I'm going to just put it down for you guys. If the NASDAQ come down, still the moving average for today is at 13,556. That will be the NASDAQ. Is there a BNB prior to that? Let me just double check. High. No, it's not a BNB. Yeah, the black candle is not a BNB. Missed by a few points. Okay, missed by a few points. Okay. All right. So that is something to watch out for. So today the NASDAQ doesn't look that pretty. So let's look at the NASDAQ in terms of our own chart. Oops, not very nice, huh? Okay, so what we're having now is actually a CCYR on the NASDAQ, and the NASDAQ just touches the pivot one. Let's go to 15-minute, take a look clearer. Now you can see a clear indication that there's some resistance at pivot one. So if the NASDAQ goes below OP, right, that is a classic, that will be a, not classic sell, sorry. It will be a, technically, there will be some profit taking, all right? Now at the moment now, this is actually a sell on CCYR, tackling pivot one, but again, it's a bit early now this morning, so maybe you want to go slower a little bit. And KSI is actually green in color. The KSI is green in color, so the market is still going to favor the buy side, at least for now. At least for now, okay? The only thing that's containing the market now, you realize this on the top there is a cage, and the market just refused to break above the cage. It went through it, but it couldn't stay above it. So that's why there is some form of limitation at this moment, okay? S&P 500. Well, apparently, same thing, MLP restricted the upside, so there was some pullback. Today, MLP is somewhere around here, not drawn to scale. And the moving average now is about 4071. So we are still a distance away. So at the moment, overall, still okay. But of course, if you talk about divergence, which people have been asking me, Cal, can you look at the RSI right now? It seems that, right, there is the market is scaling higher, right? Because the last time the market go above 768, the S&P was here. Now it's again above 68 level, but the S&P is higher, right? So overall, is it very positive? It is very positive. So that's why I'm saying that any pullback itself, right, later on, either hit MA30 or hit MA200, actually is more to a buy than a sell. I repeat myself one more time. If the market ever come down to the two moving averages, either the MA30 or MA200, right, based on what I'm seeing now, the technical divergence here, whereby you can see that this is the RSI back then above 68 and now above 68, right? In terms of the high to high, we can see very clearly that it's going uptrend. So in PTP, I did coach people that if the market is doing this, usually there will be further upside. So if any pullback later on, right, whether it's here or here, whichever side, I still believe that the market will be going up unless I say something terrible must happen. Now, people have been asking me, Kel, what do you mean by terrible? What do you expect to see when it says terrible? Now, there's a few things that we can really think about it. All right, it had to be a black swan event. Black swan event means that it's something that no one can expect or expected. Okay, so what could that be? Well, I will not go into that detail, but I'm just saying that it has to be a black swan event. All right, or a company just go bust out of nowhere, or the company go over leverage and then you got hit by margin call or something like that. All right, because you talk about financial economically, right, seriously, it's impossible now. With the Federal Reserve keeping sure and making sure that the market cannot come down, or they do the yield control curve, yield curve control. So no matter what it is, right, there's no way the market can come down right now, at least fundamentally. The only thing, it has to be a black swan event. So I don't know what would that be. So if anybody got any insights of this, you can share with me. Maybe you know something that I don't know. Okay, all right, anybody? Okay, S&P 500, this is my chart. I'll share with you more later on. Okay, time check now is 9:13. We look at the China A50 right now. China A50 this morning have gapped up, but now it's coming off again, coming back down to the yesterday's closing price. So that means Hang Seng this morning may also gap up a little bit. Okay, now China A50 yesterday touches it went up very strongly, but it touches the MA30, right? And immediately after it touches, right, it comes down. So the question is this, will this happen again? I think it will happen again. So for those who are doing China A50, right, I know a couple of you, please make sure that if the China A50 touch the MA30, right, please consider take some profit first. If it scales above it, then you are safe. If not, right, just take some profit first. You know my point? All right, those who do China A51, you can stand by for that. MLP for today for China A50 is somewhere around here, 16,911. All right, for Hang Seng this morning, Hang Seng also did that. Hang Seng shoot up all the way yesterday, and after that, China A50 came down, right? It came back down, crashing below the MLP. That's why selling came in. For today, we do expect to see the MLP will be somewhere about 28,904. All right, but again, it's above MA30, right? You can see above MA30, so the bullishness of Hang Seng is still a little bit there, although the reverse on the hammer doesn't look pretty. All right, so today is we can see live right now with the market going to open very soon. Okay, here we go. Hang Seng going to open up very soon. Live this morning. Okay, Hang Seng is going to open up, gap up. Oh, gap down. Sorry. Let me confirm. Okay, gap up, right? Yeah, gap up as expected. Gap up. All right, Hang Seng gap up. All right, KSI is green in color, but the problem is the market opening price today is actually showing that it's below P2. Okay, all right, below P2. So OP is here. All right, OP is here at 28,900. So if the market goes above OP, which is now, the market can be going towards P2. But because based on pivot rule itself, right, actually we are in the so-called uncertain region or uncertainty zone. So if you buy above OP right now, right, you have actually the downward pressure of the P2. So I will not really ask you to do anything today, put it this way. If you want to buy just quick one, if you want to do that, because the only thing that's supporting you right now is the KSI. The KSI is green in color. So this is the only reason that is supporting you if you really insist to buy. Now, even you short, let's say later on the market breaks below OP, even you short, right, do note the KSI is green in color. So also not very healthy to short. So for today, right, for Hang Seng, I would say that neither is a good idea to long or short right now for today. Okay, I repeat, today, neither a good long or short. If you really insist to trade, then at least you follow the OP rule. When you see profit, you just get out. Because basically, this is like that. All right, all clear on this? If all clear, can you key the word HK into the group chat so that I can know that you guys are clear? Okay, yeah, very important. So today, neither here or there. That means there'll be days whereby even I myself don't know what to expect to happen, because it's like now by positive, right, it should go higher because KSI is green, it's above OP, right? But because of the pivot 2 on top, it pressurized down the market, so a little bit tough to call. All right, but if you want to stay long, right, you can go for a quick one and just get out based on the rules. Okay, so let's go to the 5-minute chart and take a look right now. Okay, you can see the Hang Seng immediately had gap up. So is this a qualified CCRY? Yes, indeed. So which means that later on, the next 3 minutes, if the market stays CCRY and you feel like buying, you can buy. But I already told you guys my personal take, so I'm not that comfortable. Okay, I'm not that comfortable. Okay. All right, so that is done. Look at DAX today. Now, DAX yesterday, after closing at the high, I told you guys likely there'll be some profit taking, and the DAX really happened. So that is the reason why you can see that the DAX yesterday pulled back down a little bit. Now, but then again, MLP will be structured around here about 15,430. And now the market is above the BNB high, right? That's why the BNB, latest BNB is right here. The MA30 is somewhere this point. That's about 15,060. So we're about 400 points away from the market. So a little bit far away. So that's why traders to jump in, I would not really encourage unless you are having a risk control done. Okay. Now China A50 now we can see right now it has so-called slow down the selling. Now, but yesterday you can see the China A50 closed at a positive, while the Hong Kong closed negative. So really, again, it doesn't really mean that China A50 will lead the Hong Kong every time. So also take note of that, all right? Okay, so overall itself, right, as long China A50 can stay above OP, then of course Hang Seng will follow through. So you want to take a look at Hang Seng, you may want to take a look at this A50 at least for time being. Okay. All right, so let's look at gold yesterday. So gold was doing okay, pretty nicely. Now, I mean, guys, yes, indeed, I did say that, okay, if I one day get my mom to buy gold, yes, you can consider taking as a hint. So have my mom buy gold yet? Not yet. Okay. Now, why? Because I told you fundamentally it's all right. There's something still missing in the whole picture. Yes, my technical, the gold chart looks very good, right? It's bottom up on MA30. It has technically showed the possibility of a higher high, higher low cyclical pattern. So obviously it may look good, but the fundamentals, some part is still wrong, because I said about the inflation data, and obviously it's all right, that should actually motivate the dollar to go a bit higher. But for some reason itself, we also saw that the dollar go lower, but the gold also came off towards the end of the day, right? So somewhere is wrong, put it this way, somewhere is wrong in this whole equation. And I cannot pinpoint where's the problem, but I rather just go slow, okay? So apparently this is saying that, right, there are more gold ETF outflow. Now you remember this, there was a lot of inflow previously, right? And now got ETF outflows again. So why is it outflow? Apparently people getting a bit jittery because the yield rises apparently. Okay, I thought the yield that came off. So either this is delayed movement or it's just because that people just follow it blindly. So anyway, I'm just informing you there's outflows now. That's why you see the gold coming off. And now they are saying that, right, gold is now in a downtrend channel. Then it means that, right, if the gold really want to go up higher, it will break the downtrend channel. I'll show to you shortly about this downtrend channel. So let's look at the recap of what happened yesterday first. Okay, recap of yesterday. We have 95 of you today this morning. Congrats, good sign. Now the opening price is here. You can see that the opening price is between the two pivots, right? Now the KSI was green in color. So KSI green in color, the market will favor buy. So when the market goes above OP, it's a buy, right? So that's why gold went up. But the thing is this, as I said once again, if the gold basically come down below OP, then you may see some selling. But because KSI is green, most likely you will not see close at the low. Very rare you see KSI close. Market close low when the KSI is green in color. So let's us see what happened yesterday, shall we? Now yesterday the market was just toying around the opening price, and then what happened? The KSI flipped color at this bottom. You know that something is going to happen soon. And truth be told, CCRY came in after the market touched the OP. All right, touch OP and color change is always a very little combination. And of course, what happened? The gold went all the way up, right? Okay, now it went to KTR plus 1, expected, pretty simple. All right, but KTR plus 2 was missed by a couple of dollars. Then what happened here itself, the market do a CCYR. There is no BNB involved. But after that, the market just keep on selling. Now, there's one BNB around there, but you cannot really use it, was here. Can you see this? This is a BNB, this point. And of course, when this big red bar came down, it toggled below the KTR plus 1, and it moved below the BNB, right? So obviously what happened? The market really came down all the way. But what was insane is that the moment the market touched P2, right? Can you see that? The moment the market touched P2, all right, straight away the gold rebounded because the KSI is, right, what color? Green in color, right? So that's why the market really take any KTRs or pivot. Once it reaches there, usually the opposite may happen because I told you before how powerful the pivots are. So that's why if you are shorted the gold for any reason, right, when you see come to P2, right, and you remember what I tell you about KSI on a day chart, you should look at it. And of course, you say, well, Kel, but at the bottom of the screen is all KSI red, and this blue bars are there. So why didn't go down, right? Like I say, I cannot tell you why it didn't go lower, but I did tell you, right, as a trader, when a day chart tells you, you must be careful. You just have to, when it come down, you just take precautionary note, right? That is what you should be doing as a trader. All right, got the idea? So later on during the Super Tuesday, we cover a bit more on this. Okay, so let's now look at the chart once again. Okay. Let's look at Hong Kong. I think Hong Kong is trading higher right now, right? Or lower, sorry. Trading lower now below MLP. All right, not too sure what's the reason, but this is what's actually happening right now. As I mentioned to you, not comfortable to buy, right? Just now I told you. All right, I told you I'm not comfortable to buy. Okay, there's a new TSCV right here at 28,922. So, right, I say it's below P2 now, right? You can see on the chart below P2. So if it turn red color, there is a possibility that it may touch 28,808 level. It may touch there. All right, likely it may just touch and maybe rebound if you look at it. So watch out for this one, okay? Okay, let's look at the gold market right now. Let me explain to you the downtrend channel first. Okay, let me just draw it for you. Okay, so how do we draw a downtrend channel, right? There's different method, different way. Usually is by visual, that means a visual method. So you can see that very clear gold from the highest point to the lowest point, there is a downtrend channel. So you can press this button, you can see that it's called a draw the equidistant channel. So what I do is usually I do this, I take the high and the low. Okay, I take the high and the high, right? Connect, right? So straight away, you can see that the parallel line will just appear, okay? This is just a very simple TA line. And what you can do is that once you get it done, you can do one more thing. You just click on the line, okay, the one that you want to move around, okay, and you just move. So what you move is as you're moving down, you find a point that you think that it makes a lot of sense to you, like this. Okay, so you can see now, so become like, wow, self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Wow, Cal, you see, we could have bought the low of the market. Sorry, we could have bought the low of the market recently, right here. You see, okay. I mean, seriously, remember we did mention that, right? The 1689 level, that is the 61.8. We already mentioned that many times. All right, and I told you guys that if the market can go there, if the market cannot go below 61.8, it will be a buy. All right, so this is the so-called channel. All right, and of course at the bottom of the screen you also can see that the RSI also gives you some validation. Okay, so now the question is this. All right, now if this thing is a stamp, theoretically speaking, gold will have to go all the way up to this point here. Now that's a 1858 level, roughly there. Okay, gold have to go all the way to 1858 level, then it may go down again. Okay, so that is the thing that I'm asked. That is the thing that you know, how many of you think that gold will go to 1858 from here? If you think yes, key the word yes. You say no, that's key no lah. Okay. All right. So Adrian say no. Yuming say no. Colin say touch MA 200 come down already. Phil say no. Edmund no. Jimmy yes. JL no. Joming no. Lewis no. Mandy no. Anthony no. Allison no, but often wrong. Okay. Cal haven't told his father to buy your shit. Darius naughty. Kenneth no. Yes. Fred yes. Kelly yes. All right. I don't know how you see this. I can show you one more little trick here. Okay, one more little trick here. Okay, so okay, let me just clear off the lines here first. Okay, so on. Okay, now the thing is this. Okay, so we know that we are now confirmed now. We're using this point, this low ends here to be the technical line, right? So we know that, right? So we know the equal distance between them, right? Equal distance. So you just take a very simple way. You take this point here, okay, and then you go up, right? So the difference is about probably about 2,100 lah, about 2,200, sorry, 211, sorry, 211. So make it 210, make it simple, 105. So 105 is the midpoint between the channel, right? 105. So the point that I'm using now is this point here that I'm using here. Okay, that's how I'll show you, right? The point that I use was here, right? Equal distance, correct. So this point is I use it at 1717. Okay, the number that remember we used before, right? So what I did is 1717. Okay, plus 105. What number do you get? Right, everybody? 1717 plus 105, you get 1822. Correct. So I think that 1822 we will face a form of resistance because that is the midpoint of the channel, right? In this way. But of course, you look at it, right? You can see the MA 200 actually is showing this point right now, 1822. All right. So again, it's not accurate because you see the gradient is still moving. So it's not a very pinpoint accurate way to do that because back then I was using this point here, 1717. So it's actually not very accurate. So actually what you can do is that you can do another way is that you actually do this because that is the wrong way to do that actually. You can actually do this. Okay, you know the midpoint here, just move this channel up. Okay, hold on. Or stop. Yeah, midpoint is somewhere around here. Can you see that? That's midpoint. So where are we now? We're actually at the midpoint. Can you see that? See, the sun was here, right? Okay, so we already classified this is the channel that we want. So the midpoint of this is somewhere around here, right? So are we the midpoint now? Yeah, we are. Can you see it? Now, because we can draw three lines, can we draw three lines there? We can do like, and just duplicate it. All right, but we are there. So that's the reason why, if you look carefully, my friends, you can see the reason why that gold got stifled here. That is the problem. It got stifled here. That's why in terms of chart view itself, right, I'm a bit not comfortable to chase. That's why yesterday I told you guys be very careful on this. And you realize that the 10-year yields had got bottom up on Thursday. and Friday, and now today. So if the 10-year yields do creep up, right, the dollar will follow through. And if the dollar follow through, right, I would rather prefer to wait for the market to come down to MA30 again to see whether does the market really hold water here. Now, if it really holds water and then go up, right, then I'm pretty sure that this time now gold will go already. So I'm just waiting for one more wave. You can call me that being caution to the wind, but fundamental is still pretty important. All right. So all clear on this? If you're clear on what I just say and draw, please key the word gold, G-O-L-D right now. All right. If you are clear on what I just said, right, you can key the word G-O-L-D. All right. Okay, let's look at the Hang Seng. Hang Seng is now turning up a little bit again. So I tell you, whenever the market is below pivot 2 but OOP, it's going to be quite dicey, and especially the KSI is green. That's why Hang Seng today may not be the best market to trade. I already tell you already, I'm not that comfortable to trade at all. Oh, China A50 has recovered. You can see that China A50 has recovered. So that is the reason why it's propelling the Hang Seng higher. China A50 has recovered. Okay, so all of you understand what I just said on gold. Okay, good. Okay, all right, so that is gold. That is on the chart view. Now, how about the weekly view? You can see very clearly it's there. All right, how my trend line is missing. There we go. Yeah, this is my new trend line. My new trend line using the high to the closing. And you can see that the weekly chart does tell me a little bit of resistance. But at the moment now, I can see that I think overall the market is recovering from the recovering deck. You can see Hang Seng is recovering a little bit off. Okay, all right. Okay, silver. You can see that silver has broke the trend line, and silver now seemingly is trying to stay above the MLP. Now, if silver can trade above MLP, silver may be going up, and silver looks like a clean break So if the next time round silver do pull back, same thing for gold. If you can stay above MA30, right, I think that should be around the bottom already. Okay, we may not have purchased at the bottom now, but at least we want to play it very safe. Okay, we want to play it very, very safe. Okay, right now, okay, we can see that the Hang Seng is moving up already. Yeah, I can see that the Hang Seng is moving up. Okay. Okay, let's continue my gold sharing. Okay, so let's look at gold today. Here we go. All right, for gold today, also not that pretty because same thing like Hang Seng, gold actually opening price is below the pivot 2. So which means that even though the gold KSI is green, no blue bar at the bottom, but gold got a little problem, is that gold actually is still below pivot 2. So for today, if gold goes up, it might be resisted at the P2 at 1773. If gold come down, the KSI is green, so it will be supported. So today, I suspect that gold will also be, halfway there, neither here or there. So I'm not that comfortable to trade gold today. I repeat myself one more time. I'm not that comfortable to trade gold today. So that is my personal take. So if you want to follow rules, that is the rule of engagement. So we rather play it safe. Now, if you want to buy and sell, just make sure that the BNB and the color change and triggers are there. But for now, based on pivot, we don't have a direction. Seriously, we don't have a direction today. All right. Yeah, P2 pressure, correct, Cynthia. The P2 is pressure. Unless he cross P2, then different thing. Okay, unless he can cross P2. Okay, cool. That is how we look at chart. Cannot trade means cannot trade. There's nothing much can tell you. I don't lie to you. That's what you pay for, right? You want to know exactly when to look, when not to look. That is very important. Okay, so that is what happened in gold and the chart on gold. Now, yesterday for Bitcoin, we have a very okay day. We have 3 wins overall. All right, and with 2 losses. All right. This is very important why you need a stop loss. If you don't put stop loss, right, you get hit by the market. Yesterday, Bitcoin actually went below 55,000 at one stage. All right. So our report card tells us that we lost money yesterday. We have 2 losses. You can see that. Our profit are small because we scale the profit as it go higher, but losses is single bullet. So that's why overall we lost money. I mean, it's going to be upfront here. There'll be days we lose money. There'll be days we win money. All right. So that is what happened. Typo error should be 19th of April. I'll do that later. Okay, I mean just do it now. For now, just be a short moment. I just do a quick editing. Hey, sorry. All right, guys. Hold on a minute. Just give me a moment. Just do some quick editing here. Okay, here we go. Change. Okay. All right. So let's look at Bitcoin today. Today is the day we do some Bitcoin sharing first. Then tomorrow onwards, we won't be doing that already. Okay. Now Bitcoin, if you ask me, I am saying that Bitcoin will go down further. Yeah. I think Bitcoin will go down further. You heard me correctly. Yes, I'm saying that right now. Bitcoin will go down further. Now, why do I say that, right? There is a thing that I want to share with you. This is only a trend BTP. Now, this is a very big candle. All right. I only use a body as a reference. I don't care the tail. So in my opinion, it's very simple. Usually a big candle down or up, right, works vice versa. The midpoint of the candle will be the pivotal point. So usually if the market comes down very heavily, the market, if it's strong, it will go above the midpoint rather easily. So we can see that at the moment now, it's not doing that, right? It's not doing that. So I do suspect that this range, we call it A, this range called A, will likely go down again later on. That means that there will be a minus A coming up later. That means that the body length of the candle, if the market loses from this point here, there should be a minus A value down. All right, a minus A value down. All right, unless the market can go above the midpoint of this A, then the market, if you go past this candle, then you will see a plus A. So at the moment now, right, if you ask me, I will say that likely now what you're seeing here, there is a minus A potential. So the opening price of this candle to the closing is about 4,600 point or dollar, 4,006. So which means that we're going to see a 4,600 drop from here. So that means that Bitcoin will likely test 51,000 again. 51,500 to be precise if you want to. That means that this Bitcoin will test 51,500 again. So which means that, right, Bitcoin will test somewhere around here. Around here, roughly there. Okay, yeah. So that is the view, the chart view of what I'm seeing right now for Bitcoin. All right, so 51,500. Okay, cool, All right, so that is Bitcoin. And will that be the same for Ethereum? Yeah, it will be the same for Ethereum. All right, so the same concept. So Ethereum, this is the body A. All right, so now you can see Ethereum, I think it's going to hit soon. The distance between them itself is about 170. So 170 is somewhere around here. So about 2040. So 2040 is somewhere around here. So which means that if Ethereum come down, right, Ethereum should be heading down to 2040 level. Okay, around there, to before it actually firms up. So the question is this, usually what happened after that? Normally after that, there will be some rebound. Usually that's what happened. Okay, so Ethereum about 2040 level, around there, estimate there should be some form of support there. Okay, yeah, there's a KCB also down there, so indeed you're right. Okay, so that's for Ethereum. Okay, so cool, pretty clear explanation on this. Hope you caught it. Okay, right, Bitcoin, as I told you guys, Bitcoin is somewhere around here, 51,500. Okay, Bitcoin, if it comes down, the support for this time round will be about 51,500, which also there's a KCB there at 51,830 . So there are also KCB over there. So watch out for all these figures. Okay. So when Bitcoin comes to 51,500, right, traders, stand by. Okay, just stand by, not to buy, but just stand by. Watch the market. Okay, cool, Okay. All right, so we come to the end of the MAO early part 1. We'll do MAO part 2 in 10 seconds time. MAO part 2 is whereby we go to alternate market views, which is the bearish side, because we talked about positive side this morning. So we talk about negative side on the other side. So if you want to listen on, you stay on. If not, you can actually exit from the Zoom session right now. Okay, I give you 10 seconds. Okay, guys, 10 seconds has passed. I hope, wish that you're staying on because you want to learn more, or you want to get alternate views, or you want to take it as a form of a guidance to just keep on going along the market. Whatever it is, MAO is just a recap and analysis of the market. Whether or not you take my view as a guiding light or use my view as a going opposite, it doesn't matter to me. As long as you guys make money, that is most important. No one is 100% forever. No one is going to have no losses. All right, this is something that we all understand. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, let's go. Now, yesterday we can see that, right, Tesla came off. So obviously, ARK also fell. All right, this is very clear. All right, so the thing is this, did ARK buy more Tesla? No, I don't think they bought because there's no news on that. But I can see that ARK from 129 came down all the way to 120. So lost about $10. $10 is about probably 10%. So you can see that how this Bitcoin links with so many people. So of course the Tesla also not because of Bitcoin, but because of the crash. So all this little thing is that, right, if the company gets too much involved in it, you do see a lot of reaction on the stock itself. So for this ARK Innovation ETF, right, it reacted accordingly. That is what is happening. All right. So if let's say Tesla can stay strong, fine. If Tesla doesn't stay strong or Bitcoin continue to fall, right, then obviously, right, ARK will still have further downside. Now, this is something very incredible, Palladium. Now, I covered this story last year when Palladium was going from 1,008 all the way to 2,008. Remember? Remember that? Yeah, ARK sold some Tesla, some only, Phil. Yeah, very small portion. They went to buy Coinbase, remember? Yeah, but very small amount. They're having a big portfolio still in Tesla. They're having Tesla. Okay, remember this? Those who are with me for a long time, right? Remember this? I covered Palladium back then in 2019, all the way I covered to 2020 March period. Remember? Those who remember, can you key REM? I covered Palladium. Remember? Anyone remember that? During the MAO, that time we saw MAO, right? We talk about this Palladium every weekend. We have this MAO. Can you remember? Or those people who remember already not here already. No one remember. Serious? Ayo. Okay, never mind. Not really. No remember. Okay, now what happened is this. Okay, now let me explain this little story here. Now, Palladium basically, when was surging between this period of time, right? Palladium went from 1,004 all the way to 1,008. Now, that time already, we noticed that Palladium was running up, and because there was some saying that Palladium is used for some industrial usage and stuff like that, and there was low in supply. That's why Palladium from December last year, wow, rocketed all the way to 2,800. Now, back then itself, right, when about 2,600 onwards around here, I start to tell people that be very, very, very careful because this is really absurd and it doesn't make sense. And obviously, it's a little bit ridiculous because you're talking about Palladium that's really not really, really in great demand, but just only for Pacific industry. I can't remember, is it for car or some mechanical stuff? Sorry, I can't remember. So, of course, when I call for that at 2,600, right, people were like not very happy with me because they said that, Cal, you see, it's going up. And truth be told, from 2006, it went all the way to 2,900. Yeah, around there. Or 2,880, around there, or somewhere around there. So from 2006, I was calling that be very careful to 2008. And obviously, some of the students say, Cal, can we buy Palladium? I say no. Then, of course, every day it go out, right? Now, what happened here? Look at it. Look at the chart. Once the Palladium broke back below the 2,600, right, you can see that it's a very typical candlestick trend pattern. Okay, that is what we call as a witch house, whereby the market like a witch, like the witch, like the head of the witch. All right, it's a very sharp cornering, and then after that it's right, this and this. These 2 points will usually surface. It's just like like what we call the dead cat rebound. This point, dead cat rebound. So when the dead cat rebound couldn't go past 2006, right, that was where I gave a warning and I mentioned that Palladium traders must be very, very careful. And of course, did I expect it to come down this way? No, I did not expect. But because the time was a pandemic also, so there was a possible that it was on the same time. But you can see how crazy it is. The market took basically, right, almost 6 months to from the 1,006 all the way to 2,008. And in just basically 1.5 months, the market collapsed. So what does you learn from here itself? Anybody? What do you learn from here? What can you see from here? Anybody? What can you see from here? Anybody? Is my Zoom having a problem? Okay, down is faster than up. Yeah, indeed, that is really correct. So apparently itself, right? Yeah, buying is always slow but gradual. Selling is always fast and it really come down fast. So remember, as I told you guys, when the market goes up, it goes by staircase. That's why you see keep on pushing higher. But when it really come down, right, it fly down in elevator or lift. Yeah, up the stairs and fly out the window. Okay, so that is what happened. Okay, so that is what happened back then. Okay, now would that be repeating in the stock market? Well, anything can happen. Okay, anything can happen. Okay, so now what's happening? Okay, so you see concept, right? Okay, now look at this. This is 2008. This is 1006. So take the math, do the maths. 1006 and 2800. Okay, make it simple lah. Okay, so the difference between them, the midpoint, 1006 to 2008, the midpoint is how much? Can anyone tell me the midpoint? 2,200 exactly. Now I want you to draw an imaginary line at 2,200. Where is it? Here we go. Can you see it? Now you know why technical analysis is such an incredible art. Once you do it with mathematics, right, things get very simple already. That means that if the market basically, right, have a big sell-off, a big movement down, all right, the midpoint is always very powerful to use. Okay, very powerful to use. So that's something like MLP, something like that. So that is why you can see that when the market dropped down so badly, okay, then it recovered back there. It's a very strong dead cat rebound, but it couldn't go new high, so that's why it came back down. But when it came back down, you notice this, the low got higher. Can you see that? The low each time got higher. This is a very classical way to tell you that the market is bottoming out. And once the market crosses the midpoint of the whole range down, right? And you notice that the higher low formation is happening, the low got higher. This is a very classical way to buy. So now you understand why in a gold chart, okay, why am I doing a little bit of contemplating now? Again, that's why if you stay on today, you will see a little bit of sharing extra here. Okay. We'll be back gold chart again. All right, can you see that gold chart again? Okay, can you see right now? Okay, now gold chart is showing me the signs of higher low. Can you see that? The low of the gold actually is trading higher low right now. All right, but the thing that's not making me very comfortable is that the overall high is still lowering. So the only best way is to take this highest point and then bring to the lowest point here. That is where it will give me the 50% mark. That is the midpoint of the goal. So that 50% mark is basically here. And that is about 1875 level. So which means that if gold will want to change its fate to go higher, gold has to go up to 1875 first. Then we can see a huge change. Now, what will happen is if we go 1875 KL, isn't that we're going to buy at a very low, a very high price? Then don't you think it's very dangerous and stuff like that? Well, I have two views on this. Can I share with you? Now, the thing is this: we don't need to buy at the low to be profitable, or must buy at the at the extreme low to be rich. Once we get the trend clear and we know exactly what to look out for in terms of trend, then it will be much safer and better. So if later on the market can really stabilize here, right? Now, what will happen? I can tell you this: gold will do this. Gold will go back up again. So how much money is this? There's a lot of money here. That is probably about $300. Sorry, $200, sorry. Okay, what I'm doing. All right, 250, sorry. All right, there's a lot of money. There's a lot of money. If you can actually use it in a wise way, you can actually make a lot of money on gold later on. So of course, you can try to buy some at the bottom, but my point is this: only when it crosses the 50% mark, right? Then usually the big thing will change. And this is only just a high, FYI. This is just only the high. It can go even higher after that as well. It can go even higher after that. So that's why I am saying that, right? I'm not that in a big hurry to buy a lot of gold at this point now. I rather just stay what do you call stay observing. And if gold ever do come down, and if let's say my observation is true, when it come back down this time round, look at it for some buying around here. And if we stabilize, then of course the next junction it will be this point as 1875. The same thing that I shared with you earlier is out on the chart here. Can you see it? All right, how it basically developed over here just now, how it hit the 200 and it basically hit the 220 mark, 2,200 mark. And then after that, you realize it basically got supported there, hang around there for quite a while, then it go up again. That's my reason why I'm sharing Palladium chart with you. Because Palladium and gold are actually in the same context under metal industry. So if Palladium now is at all-time high or near to all-time high level, right? Then gold likely will be there. Yes, indeed. All right, cautiously optimistic. Okay, got an idea now? So today, extra sharing. Now, on the Dow Jones itself, right, this is incredible. For the last 30 days, last 30 sessions, okay, to be precise, Dow Jones has not went below 1%. So for 30 days in a row right now, the Dow Jones have never go down 1%, not even one. So that's why the short sellers are killing themselves. Okay, undeniable. So why is that so? So obviously you should know the answer, because if you keep on, the market is just pushing it relentlessly in the market. They're just pushing it relentlessly. So when you keep on putting so much money into the system, right, the system will have to take one advisory that is to just stay up. So that's why now, guys, you can see you're not fighting on, you're not talking about valuation here. We're talking about pure manipulation here itself. Now, of course, on the other side of the town is that you can look at it, right? Now the S&P is way above the 200 DMA. And of course, every time when this happens, when the market is more than 15% above the 200 DMA, usually there is a form of correctional move. Not a lot, but there are some. Can you see that? So every time when the DMA and the price is about 15% away from one another, this is where it leaks. So you can see how it works. Very simple mathematics here. Just maths again. So from this point A to the MA, which is here, if the distance itself, right, is more than 15%, that's where the number will show here, 15%. Can you see that? That's how it works. Okay, so now we are even further away, right? We are now at 15.3%. So based on historical pattern, when this thing really happened, we do see that there is some form of correctional move in the S&P 500. So again, of course, with the market go a few more days higher, it is possible. You see, sometimes can go a few more days, but a few more days later on, there seems to be some correctional move. Okay, so what we have now, China A50 touches MA30. Oh, okay, let's take a look. Oh, Hang Seng is higher, right? Okay, cool. Here we go. All right, so you can see now China A50 has touches the MA30. So for traders who are long in the market, maybe you can take some profit first. I repeat, those who are long in the market, you can consider to take some profit first. For those who are, you want to short the market, you wait for a while. You don't jump in first, you wait. You don't jump in now, you just wait for a while. Let the market, look for any form of resistance first, then you jump in, okay? Don't jump in now recklessly, okay? Please do not do that. Okay, now the overall market, Hang Seng, everything is all going higher. So you do not want to be caught right now, okay? Remember this, no matter what it is, high can go higher, okay? Remember this, high can always go higher. You don't want to be caught by this wave, okay? So I hope it's clear for everybody. Okay? All right, so cool, Thanks, Jimmy, for informing us. Oh, sorry. Now the VIX indicator, you can see, has spiked up yesterday. All right, I told you VIX indicator will go up, right? Indeed, it went up to 18.5, then came back down. So that is whereby when the VIX get too compressed, something bad will just always happen. I don't know why. Is it done by luck or by chance or by coincidence? And last but not least, this is the Goldman Sachs US Financial Condition Index. So apparently now the condition index now is at the easiest level, which means that never has been like that for a long while, for more than 40 years. The current financial industry in terms of the sector has never got easier than now. So that means that now the credit credit availability. The market now is full of money, and that's why it's all right. Is it complacency? Well, we've seen before when complacency takes too long, the market will have a way to react. So again, this is just a guideline, because if you look at it in terms of guideline, just to show you guideline, usually the guideline is about here, which is about 99 figure or 98.5. Usually that's a guideline. The lowest it went was back in the NASDAQ crisis. That was 98. But now we are even lower than that at 97.37. So that means that really huge amount of money is in the market. So both sides of the coin is when huge amount of money in the market itself, the stock market will go up anytime very easily. On the flip side itself, right, later part itself, when this money availability is dry up or no longer there, the reversal will be quite drastic. The reversal can be quite drastic, okay? So traders, this is my personal view today. I told you guys about Hang Seng today. I told you to be very careful. So I hope you take the decision and make the count, all right? So that's all for today, this morning, MAO. I will see you guys later at 2 p.m. sharp. All right, it's a Zoom session. All right, the Facebook site, I tried to settle it. Right, I see how can I get this done. Okay, if not, thank you guys. Have a great day. This is Cal signing off. Bye-bye.